Hey guys, so today I'm going to give you some benefits of TSA PreCheck as well as Clear to help you decide if it's worth it. So stay tuned. So I've had a lot of people ask me about TSA PreCheck as well as Clear. It's a service that the airport offers as well as some other places that allows you to be expedited, whether it's through the security line or through actually the line waiting prior to security. So I'm going to break down both programs to help you decide which one you think is best for you. So first I'm going to start off with TSA PreCheck. So TSA PreCheck is a program that is $85, and for $85 you get 5 years worth of the program, which I think is a really awesome deal. Even if you travel 1 or 2 times a year, you can definitely get your money's worth out of it since you get to have it for 5 years essentially. When you have TSA PreCheck, it allows you the benefit of not having to remove your shoes, laptops, liquids, belts, and light jackets. So you don't have to go through that whole process like you would in the standard security line, which for me is absolutely a benefit because I hate taking off my shoes. I seriously hate taking off my shoes. So basically how it works. So this is how it works when you actually are ready to sign up to get TSA PreCheck, the process that you actually have to go through and everything. So first what you're going to do is apply online. It takes only about 5 minutes to apply online. You're going to actually have to put in some information, obviously personal information like your first name, your middle name, your last name. And just a side note, it has to match exactly how it is on your documents, on your proof of citizenship. If it's not the exact same way, it'll get rejected and you'll have to do it all over again. So to save yourself some time, take a look at your passport or whatever form of identification that you have to ensure that it matches exactly in your application. So once you fill that out, the next step would be for you to schedule an appointment. You can do a walk-in. It's not suggested just because this program has gotten really popular over the past couple of years. So it's just getting more and more people every day, and it's going to be really hard for you to walk in and expect to not have to wait that long. Based off of my experience, I ended up doing my appointment at my airport. I wouldn't suggest you do the airport if you have the option to do somewhere else. They do have other locations except for doing at the airport. In some states, I know in my state, in Atlanta here, they have the option to do it at some local hotels in the area. But it just didn't work out in my favor because the times and dates didn't work for me. So you're going to get obviously the most variety of dates and times if you do it at the airport, just because that's the main hub where it gets done. So they have more people and more time to actually process information. However, based off of my experience, when I went there, even though I had an appointment, I still had to wait a little bit of a time. There was a lot of people there. So it might be the same way at your airport too. So if you have the opportunity to do it somewhere else, try and do that. If not, like I said, you can do it at the airport. And then one of the other downfalls I had was the fact that obviously if you go to the airport, you have to pay to park. You can't just park your car on the side of the road. So I had to pay for parking when I went there. If you go to another maybe area, place in your area, you probably won't have to pay for parking. So that could be a bonus as well. So when you pretty much, like I said, you schedule your appointment and then you just prepare yourself for the appointment. Make sure you have your money ready so you can pay. You'd have to pay when you go to your appointment. You do have to pay. They take credit card, money order, company check, certified checks, and cashier's checks. They do not take cash and they do not take personal checks. So you also you definitely need your passport book or your passport card, like I said, your form of proof of citizenship, so that way you can they can do the process for you. On the day of the appointment, when I actually got called, it wasn't really that long. It only took about 10 minutes to process everything. You'll do like a background check. They will have you fill out information for a background check, as well as they'll do fingerprinting. You won't get a decision that same day. It will take some time. I've heard people say that they've got a decision back in a couple of days. Some people said they've gotten a decision back in about a month. For me, it only, let me say only, but it took about 2 weeks. But for me, that's fast, because that's faster than what it would take for you to like do your passport or something. So it probably, and it might even depend on where you go as well. I'm going to assume that at the airport, since they're processing so many applications in a day, that it might take longer. If you go to the airport, you might get back your information sooner if you go to a different location. Who knows? I'm not really sure. I can't verify that, but it could be a chance. But like I said, it did take me about 2 weeks. So I would say, to be safe, you should do it about 3 to 4 weeks before you travel if you plan on using it. You don't want to try to apply like last minute and expect to use it within the next week or so. You very well may have gotten approved by then, but just don't like be bent on getting approved before your next trip. So once you apply and you go through that process, they'll update you through the website of what your status is for your application. There are a few things that might be helpful to you to help you really narrow down to see if this is something that will work for you and your family. So first, let's talk about discounts. The price of the program is $85, and for some that still may be, a pretty high price, because you do have to pay it at one time. There are no like installment plans or anything like that. You do have to pay the whole $85 up front, but you may be eligible for a discount if you check with your credit card or your loyalty programs that you have. There's a few programs and credit cards that actually waive the fee for like their frequent travelers, as well as some of them actually offer discounts. So check your credit card, check your loyalty programs to see what they offer. I'll put here some of the programs that they have on the website that do offer it. I'm not sure how often they update it, but it's worth a try to just check with your credit card company or some of the loyalty programs that you have to see if there's any discount. The way that it works, once you actually get approved and once you get your information on for you to use it, you'll get what's called a known traveler number. You won't get like a card or anything that says you are, TSA PreCheck certified or anything. You'll get a known traveler number, and when you're booking your flights, you have to include your known traveler number in your booking. If you don't include it in your booking, you won't be able to use a TSA PreCheck line. You won't be able to tell someone like, look here, I am PreCheck. It doesn't matter. It has to be on your boarding pass. So if for whatever reason you forgot, or like say if you're watching this video and you decided that you wanted to apply and you got approved and you've already booked your flights, it's okay. Just call your airline and then give them your known traveler number, and they will add it onto your boarding pass. It'll be actually on your booking pass where it says it's your TSA PreCheck. So when you're ready to go through the TSA PreCheck line, that's what that team member will be looking for on your boarding pass to make sure that it says TSA PreCheck. So some other good tips is that there is no age restriction on who can apply for TSA PreCheck. However, kids or family members that are under 12 are free for TSA PreCheck. They can go with an eligible parent or guardian. As long as they have TSA PreCheck, they are allowed to go in the TSA PreCheck line with them, which is really cool, because I have a 6-year-old, so it's awesome that he can just come with me and I don't have to pay anything extra for him. Also, in terms of flying internationally, so if you plan on flying internationally and you want to get TSA PreCheck, you want to get what is called Global Entry. Global Entry is an additional package on top of regular TSA PreCheck that will help you through that process. It's an additional $15, but it's worth it even if you're going to be flying once or twice in this year out of the country. If you only have TSA PreCheck, you will be able to use it leaving from the US going into a foreign country, but you will not be able to use it coming back in. You would have to go through the regular customs line. However, if you add Global Entry onto your package, you are now eligible to then be expedited through customs as well as expedited through the security line. So like I said, if you are planning on going out of the country, I think it only makes sense to go ahead and add on Global Entry to your TSA PreCheck. Or even if you're not going this year, if you plan on going anytime in the next 5 years, you should just go ahead and add it. That way you just have that peace of mind that you already have it on your TSA PreCheck. So that's what I have for TSA PreCheck. There's if you need any more information on it, you can go on their website, which I'll also link down below, and you can look at their questions that they have and answers for their frequently asked questions, and see if there's anything that applies to you. If you have any additional questions, you can always call TSA directly and before you decide to apply. So next I'm going to talk about Clear. Clear Me is a new service. Well, rather, I know it's been out for some time in different aspects, but it's a fairly newer service under the new conditions that they've made to most of the airports in the US. And it's a service that it expedites you through the line to the front of the security check line. So the way Clear works is, for example, you have everybody that is in line to either go to see a TSA PreCheck or to go through the regular security line. Instead of you waiting in that entire line, you automatically go to the front of the line. Now, most of the time, obviously, the TSA PreCheck line doesn't really have anybody in it from my experience. So personally, I don't think that Clear is really worth it if you already have TSA PreCheck, unless if you feel like you live somewhere where your airport's always super busy, or maybe the times that you fly are super busy and you feel like the TSA PreCheck line is just not fast enough for you, then Clear might actually be good for you. And I also mentioned, I'll talk about how there's other benefits to it as well in terms of other places that uses Clear outside of just the airport. So if those apply to you, then obviously it would be a benefit. There's a lot of people that bundle them together, and I'm sure they're in and out in a matter of minutes. So you could do that as well, but Clear is a little bit more pricey. So kind of weigh your options in terms of what you want to do. So Clear is, like I said, a little bit more pricey than TSA PreCheck. Clear is actually $15 a month or $179 a year. So it's only for a year, and you can cancel at any time. You just have to call them to cancel your service. And also, you can add people onto your Clear membership for $50 per person per year. You can add up to 3 adult family members. Anyone under 18 is free to go with you, so they don't have to actually go through that whole process. The difference between Clear and TSA PreCheck is, like I said, Clear doesn't get you to the security line. It just gets you to the front of the security line. And also, you don't actually have to make an appointment like you do with TSA PreCheck. You had to actually, with TSA PreCheck, you have to go to a location and go through an appointment, background check, et cetera, et cetera. With Clear, you can actually just show up to the location that you're going to, the airport, and they'll actually have their Clear kiosk, and you can go there and they will run your biometrics. So they'll scan your eyes and they'll scan a fingerprint, and you'll automatically get registered into the system right away for you to use that same day. And there'll be a team member there to assist you, or there should be a team member there to assist you, so that you can understand how the process works. The way you sign up for Clear is the same way you sign up for TSA PreCheck. You sign up online. They ask you just basic information like your first and last name, email, zip code, gender, address, date of birth, phone number. And then once you've filled out that information, they'll send you an email letting you know that you can come in to the airport and finish out your whole registration, and you can use it on the same day that you actually fly. So one of the other things that you should know about TSA PreCheck is that it's not only in airports, it's also in stadiums. I know based off of the information that I've gathered, they plan to use Clear and many other places around the US, as well as have like member discounts of different places, but they haven't yet posted what all of those are as of yet. But as of right now, they are in some stadiums, and I'll put them on the screen of the ones that they have. So for someone that has like a season pass for baseball, for example, that's awesome, because if you go to games a lot and you know that there's always a long line, as well as you have to go through security, you can use your Clear membership to just bypass all of that, which is very beneficial to some people in itself. So basically, that's what I have for TSA PreCheck and Clear. Like I said, my personal opinion is that TSA PreCheck is much more valuable than Clear. However, everybody has their personal preferences and what works best for them. However, like I said, do your research and check online, check on the websites, and figure out which one is best for you. So that's all I have for you today. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please hit the notification bell so that you can know when I post more videos. Also subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys soon.